What's up, everybody? This is Yugioh 39 here today with a deck profile. I will be profiling the DDDs, or Different Dimension Demons. Now, this deck is pretty fun. You can spam like level 8s and stuff with the pendulums and stuff in this deck. It's a very OP deck for being based off the anime archetype, and it has all the cards it needs to be successful in the meta right now. So yeah, it uses certain strategies like destruction and giving your opponent life points with upstart, because you'll just get rid of them with your monster's overpoweredness. So yeah, let's go into the cards. We have one DD magical. We have three magical astronomer Galilei. Yeah, I think I said that right. Now, what this card does is it is mainly used for the pendulum summonings, and its effect, in conjunction with magical astronomer Kepler, their effects when they're pendulum summoned, when they're put in the pendulum zone, is that their scales go down or increase. So his will go up and to the max, and his will go down to the max. So if you start out with these two in your hand, you're pretty much guaranteed pendulum summoning the whole duel. Next, we have three DDD, I think. Yeah, DDD. Armageddon, the Cruel, and Overlord. He is mainly like the stronghold boss of the whole deck. What his effect is, once per turn you can target one DD monster you control, it gains 800, which is pretty useful. Once per turn, if a monster you control will be destroyed by battle or by card effect, target one of those monsters. This card gains attack equal. So even if your monster gets targeted by anything like that, he can gain the attack. But unfortunately, this effect causes it to not attack with this when its effect activated. When this effect's activated. So yeah, but it's still very overpowered. A big wall to get around and stuff for your opponents. Then next we have DDD Caesar the Conqueror. If it was pendulum summoned, negate the effect of all face-up cards your opponent controls until the end of this turn. Once per turn, if this card was pendulum summoned, you can target one or two cards in your spell or trap card zone. Destroy them. If you do, this card gains an additional attack for each destroyed by this effect. So, yet again, overpowered effect and everything, and his attack is 2800. So this makes a very strong monster to go up against. And if you have a full back row that's completely useless, which is pretty relevant in this deck, you can just destroy him and use them as attack power for him. And next, a pretty interesting card in the deck itself is Leonidas the Rebellious Lord. He actually has a pendulum scale of 3, and his effect's pretty unique to this deck. Because of these cards right here, the Covet cards, it allows him to be summoned out without tributing or pendulum summoning, actually. Because his effect is, if you take damage, you can increase it back and summon him. And that's why I think he's a pretty good addition, and at 2 he's really good. Next we have 3 DD Cerberuses. Now, once per turn, he can target a DD monster, and its level becomes 4, and it will gain 400 attack and defense when it's a pendulum. But when this card is pendulum summoned, while you control a DD monster, you can target one continuous spell in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So if these Covenant cards get destroyed, you can add them back to your hand to use their effects, which we'll get into just later. Next, we'll go in for 3 DD Liliths. Her effect is primarily for searching. She's a searcher card. When she's normal summoned or special summoned, which is pretty relevant in this deck, she can target one DD monster in the graveyard or one face-up pendulum monster from the extra deck, and you can add it to your hand, which I think is going to be pretty fun. It's a pretty fun tactic when you use this card. Next, we'll go into the tuner, DD Night Howling. It has 300 attack and 600 defense. When it's normal summoned, you can target one DD monster in the graveyard or special summon it, but its attack and defense becomes 0. If that monster was destroyed, you have to take 1000 damage, which, if you have Leonidas in your hand, it will not matter. If you activate this effect, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Fiend types, which won't be much of a problem because the whole deck's basically Fiends. This card is mainly for the synchro summoning, or if, say, it had 2 in the graveyard, you could actually go for Xyz. But in this current version of the deck, I don't run any rank 3s, so yeah. You mainly use this to summon something like Lilith or Cerberus out to play any of these level 7 synchros. And DD Magical Sage Kepler is, I just explained what he was from the beginning. So yeah, we'll just skip him, but I ran 3 of him. Allure of Darkness, we'll go on the spells, I'm sorry. 1 Allure of Darkness for draw power. Dark Hole to destroy the whole field. 3 Upstart Goblin, because this actually allows you to draw extra, which you kind of need in this deck sometimes with dead draws. But, the 1,000 points is not a big deal because of all these big monsters that can attack multiple times. So yeah, then we have 2 Space Typhoons to destroy back row. 1 Book of Moon, just in case your opponent's about to attack and you have no defense, like if you had these on the field. You can just use this to switch them down. Now, the best part of this deck that I think is just fun is the Covenant cards. Covenant with a Dark Gate, and Covenant with the Swamp King. What the Dark Gate does is basically you can add 1 DD monster from your deck to your hand. And you can only use this effect once per turn, which is decent enough. If this was like multiple times, per turn, you could just be this deck be really overpowered. But it makes, and it also has a damaging effect, makes it even less, and it even waters it down even more, which is pretty good. But the main point of this card is just adding cards to your hand so you can fusion or synchro summon, or even next season. Next, we'll go for the Covenant with a Swamp King card. Now, you basically can fusion 1 Fiend type monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand that's using materials. So you usually use these cards to summon the DDD fusion. Next, we have DD Recruit. Target any number of DD monsters or Covenant cards in your graveyard. Add them up. Add up to the difference in of number of monsters. Add them to your hand. You can only activate 1 DD Recruit per turn. So yeah, this card is not really useful all the time, so that's why I only run 1. But this is really good for recycling stuff from your graveyard and acting it and putting it back to your deck. And for other things, just standard things: Bottomless Trap Hole, Torrential Tribute, Compulsory Evacuation Device, and Slow Warning. I also run a DDD Resource Management. Shuffle 3 DD monsters on your side of the field or hand, or DD cards in your Pendulum Zone to your deck. Then you can add 2 DD monsters from your deck to your hand. This is just more recycling. It's not really useful at all. It's just an extra card I had in there. You can always side it out with stuff like Soul Charge or Wiretap. So yeah, next let's go in the extra deck. I have 2 DDD Temujin, the Blaze Overlord. He's pretty cool. We have some pretty interesting choices: Hunter-Eyes Dragon, Inferno Doom Dragon, and Dark Highlander. Since they are usually like cards that you have to use Fiend types or Dark types, it's pretty good choice in anything, or Dark Tuner. So that's their standard Strat Archfiend. This card is pretty interesting when you attack your opponent because it will switch the attack and defense, and which I think is fun. Then we have Yang Jing and stuff. His effect doesn't really work. He's just in there for attack power. We have King of Gales. He lets you special summon from your graveyard. And we have Stygian Sergeant. He only works like once if you can get Howling and 2 Keplers on the field, which is rarely what happens. So I just put him in there as an extra. You have and 2 DDD Caesar the Surging Wakings. These cards are actually pretty interesting because they can actually special summon if you activate their effect, they can special summon any monster that will destroy that turn. So things like Torrential Tribute and everything, bring them back, which I think is pretty fun. And if you notice, I only run 13 cards in my extra deck, but you can actually run like a Stardust or a Red Dragon Archfiend. You can completely fine, or any other level 8s, or you could actually run rank 3s if you wanted to. So yeah. next we'll go into what I side. I side 2 DDD Proud Ogre and 2 PMs captures with the Soul Charge and Wire Attack. You can always switch these out for different pendulum summons and everything. If you want to take out like Kepler or Galilei, and that. So yeah, I thank you for watching. Please remember, if you like the deck profile, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and comment. And yeah, if you have a suggestion for a deck I should do, then just leave it down in the box below. I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye.